So few minutes we will start. In a few minutes we will start. Still some may come, but yeah, as usual we will start too sharp so that we can progress very well. So in this session, we will have a small contemplation meditation. Please make sure your sound device is switch off now, okay? Okay, hello everybody. Hello, how are you?
Hi, thank you.
Good. Okay, then let's start today's session. As usual, we will start from reciting the true words spoken by Buddha. Are you ready? If you don't have, the sutra is there, okay? The true words spoken by Buddha, Ryuho Okawa. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is the energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy. And Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. This eternal light comes from heaven and prevails on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appear the 7 colors of rainbow, arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These 7 colors help each other, and their appearance Buddhaland. Buddhaland is shining brightly because of gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of wisdom, the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls rest in peace. Real souls are the children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality. The spirits are immortal powers. The spirits are immortal forces. The spirits are real entities. The physical bodies are the shadows of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is a symbol of the course of lives. Each of you sails down as a small boat. So you need a boatman. If it is not for your own boatman, you surely go aground. This boatman really means your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large rock. And you also need a bamboo pole. This pole is the meaning of the true words. When you go down the rapid stream, you need to pant in the stream. Then you can change your course. The true words mean the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true words. And the Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. This gold mine suggests various teachings. These are another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days. Or to put it another way, the fruits of Buddha's mercy. All of you, now here listen to me. Never lose your way, now and forever. The guiding hand has already waved. Please follow this white hand and go straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this world only. They have three aspects: the past, the present, the future. Your past have already gone by, yet still your mistakes will be kept in your minds. That is the reason why you should understand other people, and you yourself should reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both the children of Buddha and brothers and sisters. Now then, love each other. Let us bring up each other. And it's time to forgive each other. This is eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed, the light of the dark night. The dark night of this world is hell. It is also the same in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sun of the truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching rising sun. It will shed light to the future, to invite sad people to Buddha. Now here I command. There shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirit in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal world, utopia, shall be realized. All of the people love each other, live harmoniously, believe in one another. The world is utopia. All of us could be the light of bodhisattvas, believing that light has reality, believing that love has reality, believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be conveyed. We, the light of bodhisattvas, get together, work together to keep right mind and live in tune with Buddha's words. Here we vow to do so. Okay, hello again, everyone. So we will start today's one, and then that is same title but different contents. I will talk about. Okay, quick review. Last one. Okay, we are learning the Kyoten, the laws of secret. So, can you see? Yes. So this Kyoten, talking about the main point is number 3. A Kyoten in which each person acquires Dharma power and crafts the right way to conquer the devils. So then last week we we learned like what is the spirit world, and then we should recognize 24 hours, 365 days. We are influenced by some spirits in another world, and then believe or not, or whether you can recognize or not, this is a fact. And then what kind of world, what kind of spirits like that, we learned a lot. This time we will focus on how to conquer the evil and the devil, and also create utopia. These are topic of today. So today we will learn the 3 points. One is here. Check your mind to see if you are connecting to the right spirit world. Sorry, this is number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, take measures against living spirit and spirit possession such as malicious virus and evil spirits possession, etc., etc., etc. Yes, of course. If you have a great mindset, you will be connecting to heaven, I mean angels or God. Even El Cantare can guide you. But if you don't have such kind of mindset, yes, sometimes we can have a good mindset, but sometimes we have a bad mindset. At that time, whenever you have a bad mindset, fact is here, you are influenced by something evil. So then, very practically, today, with reading this book and some master's lecture, we can learn how to overcome evil influences. Okay, Master says that is same as that every human being living on earth can unknowingly fall ill or become sick due to possession by evil spirits or influence of living spirits. Living spirits means if someone, female or male, I don't know, have grudge or evil will toward you, you can be sick. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So that's why not only evil spirits or viruses, also living spirit, we need to be careful. And also, Master even teaches us that about 50% of people are under negative spiritual influences. But if you have a strong faith and goodwill inside, then you can avoid that. So he will be telling us how to overcome. While living in the physical body, each of us are affected by spiritual existences around us, and we are changing because of their influences. Then how? This is the main topic. Maybe you are very interested in, right? Yes, if you realize that we are under the spiritual influences, so we want to connect with only angels, right? You can do it today. He will give you the cell phone number of angels. All right. So I will tell you which number. Don't make wrong call. Direct to him. Direct to yes.
777.
Then last week we did it already. Yeah, 777. 777. Okay. Last week we already did it, right? From where do you always get inspiration? Please check yourself. But
Where does 777 come from? That's Rashman came from Rashman. But that's a good idea. So where does it come from?
This is Master number for teachers.
yes.
We didn't contemplate on that last week. We just contemplated check where your mind is connected to in the spirit world.
Yeah. Which world I said?
Yeah.
Then that's same as this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So one of the meaning of spreading the laws of secret is to offer helping hand to those who are suffering from ignorance of such spiritual truths by informing them of the fact that we coexist with spiritual influences while living in this world. That between this this kyoten afterward, the laws of secret. This kyoten, okay? So, for example, modern people will be surprised at what the master says. In some influenza cases, especially the worst ones, the cluster of spirit influencing bacteria or viruses has a human spirit at its core. Yes, for example, if the ghosts, I mean evil spirits, have strong bad will, then that's connected to the viruses of something like influenza or something like that. Who then united. Then like flies make the human figure, something like that. Okay, then united their strengths and becomes more dangerous. Like that happened. That's why sometimes even the influenza, human, the people going to die. So that's why very careful. The master teaches that since the infection and the spiritual possession share the same principle, if you create the conditions to avoid spiritual possession, you can prevent viral infections in the same way and repel them. This can be said for the coronavirus too. Yes, that's why every day, every morning time is very important. Every morning, we need to check whether we have a good mindset. If we don't feel a good mindset at that time, this is a very important quote. Master suggested us think of contribution, what you can do today. Then focus on that. Even you are in the sick bed, for example, you can smile to others. That makes them rejoice, right? Even if you are like a hospital, you can do it. Smile to others. Or even if lost something, but you can give something great to others, like contribution and kindness or something like that. Okay, whatever you can do. That's why even if you feel not good in the morning, at that time, please think, then in this situation, what I can do. If you focus on what I cannot do, you can be negative. That's it. That's why morning is a very important time. Whatever you can do, then what you can do. Ask yourself, what I can do today for the people. I mean, contribution. People think of contribution, become happier. But people think of like impossible or something like that, and they become very miserable. That is golden rule. Okay. So then, so you can avoid not only evil spirits but also coronavirus too. Okay, please take a look this lecture. Regarding the Get Good Mindset by Master Ryuho Okawa.
人間は、動物的本能として自分を守る、自分のためになることを従って、人にこう人のためになることっていうのは、二の次に従うことが多いし、もうちょっと動物が強いと残忍性が増してきて、人を蹴落としたり、傷つけたり殺したりするのね、そういうことが出てくるんですね。これ動物性からもっと悪い方でしょうかね。その本能的なそうなりがちであるやつを努力してですね、努力して、自己犠牲ということは正しいかどうかは分かりませんけれども、やっぱり自分の死を、私の欲望を抑えて、世のため、人のため、公のために それを尽くしたいという気持ちを持つ人がね、作ることですね。
Yeah, very simple, but this is the truth. So, as a specific countermeasure against the spiritual disturbances, in chapter 2, the Laws of Secret, Master teaches us how to deal with the problem of overcapacity, which is one of the main causes of spiritual disturbances. Have you ever heard about it? Overcapacities.
The overwhelmed?
Like you have like a 10 capacity, but problem becomes 100. At the time, overcapacity. Okay, what we should do? And then, believe it or not, at that time, all people, without exception, become spiritual disturbance. So then, what we should do? He teaches us to abandon your perfectionism. Don't do everything, but think of the law of averages. Break the problems into smaller parts, right? So, for example, there is a snowy day, okay? Snowy day, the big snow come. Then on your house, the roof, on the top of your roof, and then there must be the much snow, and that will break your house. Then you are very, very confused, and also you are in the panic. But no one can help you because it's snowy day. And the people in council cannot come, they say. So what should you do? Just grab small scope. And then one by one, little by little, throw away. That's it. Even though you have 100 problems, if you break down those like one makes one, then your capacity is 10. You can break through, right? So that is what he says. This is a great hint for you. Just not think, oh, it's a big problem, I cannot do it. If you think like it is impossible for me, then you can become spiritual disturbance. Okay, you can go into crazy like that. You can go into be mad. So think how I can make it smaller and smaller, and prioritize which is the first one I should do. Like that. Very rational, but very useful, this way of thinking. Then admit that what you cannot do is beyond your current capacity, and so on. Okay, so if you think it's beyond my capacity, you can do it later and make it smaller and smaller, and one by one. First, what you can do. You should treat what you can do. Like that. Very rational. If you become very rational, you can do it. Avoid the spiritual disturbance. That is one point. Many people get into this situation nowadays. So, Master says that spiritual disturbances happen based on the problems, sufferings, or indecisions. Indecision is a very key word, right? Because you have sufferings because you cannot decide. If you decide, just do it. But you cannot decide which is good, which is better, and who can help me, or something like that. And then time pass like that. Then during the wondering, then you can keep the suffering setbacks inside. Instead, please do it. Even the smaller, start from smaller part. Then, so as a countermeasurement, he teaches us specific ways of self-discipline, such as train your body. Sometimes, because of your very low physical power, that's why you are suffering. You cannot have will to do anything. Okay, this is, we cannot ignore. We cannot disregard. Train the body. And intellect, because you don't have any wisdom or knowledge. That's why you cannot do it. So instead of suffering setbacks, but you need to collect a certain knowledge about it. And reason, whenever you suffered a lot or feels miserable, you are very emotional. So be rational. And willpower. Master asked us in another kyoten that is called unhappiness syndrome. He said, I'd like to ask everyone whether you want to solve problems, whether you want to be happy or not. If you decide, I want to be happy, yes, God angels help you. But if you wondering, I cannot be happy, I'm miserable because of that, even God cannot help you. That's what he said. That's why willing power means decide the conclusion in your life, whether you want to be happy or not. People who decided to be happy can be happy. Very simple, he said. If you want to know more about it, please read the unhappiness syndrome. Yes. And create a peace in your mind. Okay, just believe. God has never owed us heavier burden you cannot hold. Yes. That's why somehow, someday, we can reach the goal. Then, cherish studying the truth, faith, and your Dharma friends. Yes, accumulate your knowledge, wisdom, and also have faith. As I told you, God loves you. That's why He gave you some homeworks to be solved. And your Dharma friends, yes. If you are alone, suffering setbacks becomes bigger and bigger in your mind. But if you come here, and chatting with Dharma friends, that becomes lighter, right? Whenever you talk with them. So that's why Dharma friends is also very important. Share with them your problems. Then they can say something. That makes your problems lighter. Yes, recognize or not. Whenever you talked about it out loud, that becomes lighter, right?
Yeah.
That's your experience always. So that's why it is very important. Okay, but fundamentally, take measurement against the living spirits and the spiritual possessions. So how to avoid it? Also, this page is very important. Also, as a counter measurement against the living spirit, ikiryo. Ikiryo in Japanese. Ikiryo means the living spirit still in this world, but his guardian spirits or something becomes like a ghost, possess you. That happens sometimes. That's very normal in spiritual, but you don't realize that. And the master says that, like mirrors, if you keep your mind shiny and polished, it will usually bounce back those negative spirits. Can you imagine? Your divine nature and the mind, like mirror. Okay, so if you reflect yourself very well, that becomes very beautiful mirror that reflects any evil thoughts. But if you didn't polish your mirror, that becomes dark. Then you cannot reflect well. That means they can sneak in, and they can possess you. That's it. That's why. So it is important to become one with God and the Buddha, and have a mind like the calm surface of a lake or spotless mirror. So even if someone give you the negative thought, If you have a very beautiful mind, that negative thought return to the person who emitted such kind of negative thought. Okay, this is a golden rule. No one can bend. So that's why you don't need to worry about it, even if you got grudge from other ones. But as long as you have a beautiful mindset here, like mirror, that reflects, return to the person who think of that. These are practical teachings that the Master teaches us in light of his own experience. Yes, because before establishing the happy science, he's in the company in Japan. Then he experienced a lot. Even his boss possessed by devil. But he repaired that in a way. The law of mirror. So let's write down the points that we think are necessary for ourselves and the people we are telling the truth to, and apply them to our daily life of faith and missionary activities. Okay, but still, you may wondering like, then how I can polish my soul and makes it like a mirror that can reflect any negative thoughts. Yes, he taught you, and we will practice very good way the meditation today. Okay, so first listen to Master's lecture.
東海なんかで、勉強して修行していったら、ある程度霊的になって、霊体質になってるのは、心境が良ければしも霊やし、人霊と話できることもあるし、悪霊なんかも払える場合もありますけれども、それは相手にもよるということですよね。だから、まだそこまで覚醒っていうか目覚めが進んでない場合に、そのずっと上の方の大天使大如来、神様みたいなのが降りてくるかと思ったら、まだそこまではいかないことなんで、その間にうぬぼれとか慢心、傲慢な気持ちとか先に出てくると、まだ修行がそこまでいってないにもかかわらず、狼様あるいは大如来、大菩薩のような気持ちになって突撃と思っていると、いつの間にか入れ替わってくる、すれ違ってきて、目に見えないものに操られるようになっていく場合もあります。人間としてこの世に生きているという条件付けられた存在ですので、その中で出てくるなんて言いますか、地上的な欲ですね、この的な欲望ってやっぱありますので、これがよくコントロールされている、よく制御されているかどうかって、これは仏典もよく出てくる言葉ですけどね。だから普通は何か成し遂げたから偉いっていうふうに思われがちであるけれども、仏典に説かれている教えは何かを成し遂げたというよりは、よくその心身ともによく調御されている、統合されている、そういう生活を送っているということを褒めたたえていることが多いですね。毎日のことではあるので、それほど積み重ねていって、だんだんに周りから認められていったり、実際にこの人の危害が効きそうだとかですね、この人の笑いが効きそうだっていう、なんとなく信者の方が分かってきて、いうところがあるので、この世の普通の財形集団と同じように、肩書きとか年齢とか、収入だけで決まるものではないということは知っておいた方がいいと思うし、努力してその自分がよく統合しているものを調整してやっているものはやっぱりそういう力を維持できるし、増やしていくこともできるということですね。ある意味では地上で生きる以上、よくならなきゃ生きていけないんですけども、 よくあるものをよく接して、その貯金としてこう積んだものが、やっぱり霊的な力が出てきやすいというふうに見たらよろしいんじゃないかと思いますね。
Okay, he mentioned about how to control the spiritual disturbance. Very simply, if you can control your desire very well, manage your desire very well, that can save the spiritual power. Then that can be used to repel the evil spirit or even the living spirit, ikiryo. Okay, so this is the first one. And then going to next one. Then in the case, not only evil spirits, but also there are some devils, stronger evil spirits. So in the case, what should we do? Even in this organization, Happy Science, this is a big spiritual movement. That's why. I don't think ordinary members cannot be influenced by the devils, but sometimes you can encounter such phenomena. So please prepare for that. And he can teach also that if you going to be more professional. So in the Lord of Secret, Master also teaches us about conquering devils, which is more than just viruses, evil spirits, and living spirits. Even for believers, there are times in our lives when we are targeted by devils. Okay, so but I don't want to threaten you. Just a preparation as knowledge we need to know. Okay, again, conquering devils means that defeat demons and the devils with the power of enlightenment, or the Dharma power, and expel them. Please be careful. It's not your own power. It's power of enlightenment. Okay? Power of enlightenment is recognizing that God accept his love. That is enlightenment. And the Dharma power. Through you, God works. That is the Dharma power. Not your own, the spiritual power. So if you have a strong faith, God will work through you. If you want to use the Dharma power, we need to be transparent type of God. That is a condition. So first, he explained that the most common points targeted by devils are your wounds in the past. Okay, and everyone has had. And troubles with the opposite sex. Desire for fame, jealousy, and so on. So he teaches that devils target any potential weakness that exorcists may have. So those are right? And then, regardless of whether they are single or married, so the only thing you can do is to defend these weak points as much as possible. How? Okay, going to next. Here you go. He also says, as I often teach, the common weakness that devils set the target on are greed, anger, foolishness, pride, doubt, and false views. These like six poisons, so called. Again, greed, anger, foolishness, pride, doubt, false views. Those six poisons would be target of devils or satans. Then block any attacks directly at these weaknesses. And if there is any unguarded area like a hole, it is important to make effort to cover it. Okay, for example, like greed. Greed means greed, but if you find a greed is try to get more than you made effort, okay, or try to get that cannot be given to you. So that is a greed. Anger is anger.
Yeah.
Yes, try to attack someone.
Yeah.
Master says in the Kyoten that is called the proof of Buddha. He says, even if you have a good reason to get anger, even if that person did bad thing to you, if you get anger, evil spirit will come to you because of same wavelength attraction. That's why you need know the different perspective. How can I evaluate those bad things? Okay. And also, foolishness means you don't have knowledge about it. That's why you cannot control your emotion. Okay. If you have certain knowledge, I mean wisdom, you can control your emotion, but you don't know. That's why whenever you lose your emotion, rationality, you need to know. I have to learn something new. Then, pride. Of course, everyone comes from heaven and have divine nature. Okay, good pride is good, but if you to be very conceited, I am superior than others. I am right. You are wrong. Such kind of idea. Comparing with someone, that is a key word. You can get this poison called pride and doubt. This person might hurt me like that. Focus on others, Buddha nature within. That's withdraw his or her good point. Then false view. There is fact. You see this fact from only this viewpoint. Very narrow-minded. But there are more than 10,000, even the millions viewpoints. You choose only one or two viewpoints. That is the cause of trouble, cause of unhappiness. That is false view. Like that. In chapter 4, Master mentioned about the Shakyamuni Buddhas conquering the devils and attaining enlightenment. And the Masters conquering the devils and attaining enlightenment, which was portrayed in the movie Twice More. You already watched it, right? And he explains the meaning of conquering the devils is attaining enlightenment. Because if you can control your emotional desire, so you can be conquering the devil satans. That means enlightenment. Then, as by attaining enlightenment, one is granted the Dharma power, the power to dispel devils. That's why controlling managing your desire and emotion means same as get great enlightenment and dispel devils. So in the fight against devils, Dharma power is necessary. So, but Master teaches us that those who manage to control their desire well, preserved and accumulated energy as savings, can exert spiritual power more easily. Everyone already experienced, I believe so. Whenever you got angry, become emotional, very exhausted, right? After getting angry and scolding someone, telling off someone, after that, what do you feel? Very exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Drained.
like that. Very exhausted. So that's why you should not be very emotional. Be peaceful, so that you can save the energy.
Yeah.
And then spiritual power can well up. And this means that
What will the spiritual power do?
sorry,
What will the spiritual power do?
what do you mean?
If we don't react, we don't say nothing, and then the spiritual power reacts. Will it defend us or will it not defend?
Sorry.
Will it defend us? The spiritual power. That's
Of course.
yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Because you have a big savings inside. You can use it to dispel the power, dispel devils. Okay? Alright, and then this means that to acquire the Dharma power, the total power of daily religious discipline. Daily, not only one day of 10,000 days. Okay? So that is not this discipline. Okay? So, and efforts will become our spiritual power at a critical time. Master even says, the essence of exorcism is maintaining the attitude of always policing the qualities that put off devils. Naturally, unconsciously, even if you don't recognize, if you polish your soul, that becomes a big barrier toward evil spirits or devils, satans. If you see the movie that is Rose of the Sun, do you remember that when Shakyamuni Buddha could become enlightened? So devil satans try to attack him, but the power of enlightenment becomes barrier. No one can attack him. The devil is defeated by that. So that will happen to you also. Okay. Yes. Last temptation, he tried to get back to this world. That is the temptation. Everyone has a specific weakness that he pointed out. But only way to conquer that, I am going to get enlightenment. Definitely, even if anything happens. That determination, decision will dispel devils. Okay? So, then let's watch another master's lecture regarding this.
宗教的な生き方をする人の中には、どっかそうした自分自身をですね、そのとこ離れて、人のため、世のため、国のため、あるいは世界のために尽くさねばならない時があるんだということを知ってほしいと思います。そういう理解ができなくなったら、みんなが理解できなくなったら、それは本当にこの世限りの各人が自分の利益だけの、利害だけのために生きる世の中で、形を変えた獣の世の中でもあるんだということを知っていただきたいと思います。だから、こうしたことを教え続けるためにも、私は宗教というのが必要なんではないかと思います。こうした精神が失われているために、歴史の見方も狂ってくるし、現代の見方も狂ってくるし、宗教に対して、見下した見方も流行っているんだと思いますね。少なくとも国の科学の中にいる人たちはハッピーになっていただきたいと思っていますが、そうした宗教の精神の中には自分の欲を抑えて世のためにお返しをしてくれなきゃいけないというそういう気持ちが入っているんだということはどうか忘れないでいてください。それ自身もまた自分の進化につながるんだ。それが分からなければ実在の世界、天上界とか実相の世界とかいくら言ってもその意味が分からないと、いうことですね。それもいうことを今日は申し上げたくてお話をいたしました。
Yes, this is another way to conquer devils. Contribution. Mind of contribution, no one conquer. So, also it is true when you eat in a way that builds spiritual power, the temptation of the opposite sex can become stronger at the same time. But Master teaches that it makes great difference whether you have made some effort to control such desires during this period, and whether you have tried to turn them into a good direction and use them for a good cause. Right? Yes, we have worldly desires. No one can avoid it. No one can kill their worldly desires, physical desires. But if you can manage that and use that power for the good, you can become greater. But if you just obey the worldly desires, physical desires, you can be the same as animal. Okay, who obey just natural instinct. That's why it is crucial point. In the end of chapter 4, Master teaches us that the essence of conquering the devils is to know your brilliance based on the knowledge of the spiritual view of the world. It is also to know the brilliance of the other people around you. Yes. If you feel other people are very bad people, I am surrounded by enemies, you also evil spirit. Because people in the hell always think I am surrounded by enemies. Those people are very bad. That's why I am very miserable. That is called sense of victim. That can connect to hell. So it is also to know the brilliance of other people around you and live a life of gratitude and pay back. Because actually, we are supported by people around you. We need to admit that and have gratitude first. Then you can say anything. If you can do these things, you will naturally be able to conquer devils. People can defeat evil, have the power, but the power, where the power comes from, that is gratitude. Mind that admit I am supported by, I have been supported by others. Others are good people. That's why I'm here like that. Okay, then gratitude is very important. So Master says, all people at least have a single level of Dharma power because we come from heaven. Okay, so let us also acquire the Dharma power to conquer the devils through our daily discipline. What kind of discipline? So to do so, we will practice small meditation from now. That is called contemplation on finding contentment. Because you feel very miserable, because you think I cannot get enough. Because of this, because of this, because of this. You are counting how much I am miserable like that. But focus on how much I have given now. How much I have been given now. So that makes you happier. Even the different results come to you, will come to you. That is the influence and the result of this great meditation. The contemplation on finding contentment. Okay, let's do that. Before doing it, we need help from heaven. That's why let's recite prayer to guardian guiding spirits together. Prayer to guardian guiding spirits. My guardian guiding spirits, deep inside of me, you are the fountain of life, the light of hope, the source of wisdom, and the shield of courage. Every day, may you help me develop my soul and refine my mind. Every day, may you give me inspiration and show me the right path to follow. Please protect me from all evil and guide me in living a better life. For this I give my thanks. Okay, then let's start. Just relax, okay? And put your hands on your lap with facing up, as usual. And make sure again whether you can switch off your sound devices. So now let's start with butterfly from deep breathing.
Please straighten your back and neck. Release all tension from your shoulders. Imagine a straight line rolling through your head, neck, and back to your hips. Make sure to release all the tension from your shoulders and hands and straighten the posture. Lightly place your hands on your lap with palms facing downwards. Lightly close your eyes. In this posture, let's practice breathing. Today, we will practice breathing in through the mouth and out from the nose. First, slowly take a deep breath. Bring your breath down deep into your stomach. And slowly exhale from your nose. Now, take a deeper breath. Breathe in deeper and bring it down into your stomach. And exhale slowly. Make sure to release all the tension from your entire body. Please end your breathing exercise. We are blessed with so many things in our life. If you look back at your own life, you will find many blessings. Through this contemplative meditation, you will find contentment from within. You will find how much you have been given and how much you are loved by God. Now let's begin the contemplation on finding contentment. Contemplation point 1. Do you feel any frustration or dissatisfaction arising from within? Begin your contemplation. End your contemplation. Contemplation point 2. Find the cause of your frustration or dissatisfaction by asking yourself why you feel that way. Begin your contemplation. your contemplation. Contemplation point 3. Think about what made you happy or thrilled in your childhood. Try to remember things that touched your heart. Begin your contemplation. End your contemplation. Contemplation point 4. This will be the last contemplation. Try to find happiness in the smallest things. For example, the fact that you are alive today, that you are healthy, or that you have a good family. Begin your contemplation.
Listen to this song. Composed by Master Ryuho Okawa.
私が生まれて世界は美しくなりましたでしょうか。私が生まれて父や母は喜びました。兄弟たちはどうですか。友達はどうですか。恋人よ、愛する人よ、あなた方嬉しかったですか。短い人生もある、長い人生もある。でもたくさんの人たちに出会えると、その人々の心に寄り添うことが大切だと、大切に人々に寄り添うことが心の底から嬉しくて涙がこみ上げてくる。悲しさ喜び涙から微笑み、たったそれだけのことなのに、小さな奇跡がそれを呼び寄せる。悲しみから喜び、このままであったとしても、たくさんの人の力で満たされてるこの私は奇跡と出会った。そのままでも動くよ、そのままでも美しい世界はこの しているささやかな神の奇跡が私の勇気を与えるのよだからこのままで幸福なのよ幸福になろうとはしなくてもここであることを発見するのよ悲しみから喜びへ病も悩みも消えてゆく
You. Do you understand what he means? Yes, definite weapon for you to dispel evil, dispel devils is heart that feels contentment. If you feel discontent, that becomes a big hindrance for devils and satans and the evil spirits. If he gives me that, if she did that, I was very happy, but like that. Discontentment is a big hindrance. Please remember, discontentment is a big hindrance for evil spirits and devils. That is the conclusion of him. So always feels contentment means recognize you can give love others. So you can be contentment. The song says that from sadness to delight means from discontent to contentment. Okay? So last point, number 5. Overcome fears of the coronavirus and the natural disasters and open up the future utopia. So till from 1 to 4, we focus on the individual happiness. But this is a utopia, talking about utopia, how to build up. Then, in chapter 5, regarding the spread of coronavirus infections, Master encourages us by saying, he says, I think there is no need to be fearful of it too much because you can win against the virus with just your power of faith. He believes so. Okay. And regarding the natural disasters and the catastrophes happening around the world, Master says, the natural phenomena might be trying to say, why are human beings slacking off at the time when El Cantare has descended? He also says, some divine punishments are happening now, but we will save greater more. Because Earth itself is also creature. If people who live in the Earth becomes very conceited and also become materialistic and atheism, they believe. That means human beings are also viruses. That the earth hears that, then try to remove it. That is the meaning of a natural disaster. It's not punishment from God, okay? So that's why if we have faith, we can save more people. The year 2021 may be said to have been the year in which the fear of death overtook humanity through various events. However, Master teaches us that death in itself is not unhappiness. Yes, I'm not afraid of the misunderstanding. Yeah. For example, like Princess Phillips has passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel. Also, many people also thinks like he did a good job, right? And I think he feels very contentment. I think so. And I think he already going back to the heaven. As I told you, we will not be asked how you dead. How have you lived in this world? Okay? So no matter how you live there, that is not the unhappiness. Then show you one example. Great example. How you live, how you there. To create utopia.
There exists an undefeated disciple who devoted their life to open the future. January 2013, the hostage crisis in Algeria. Disciple Hidemi Maekawa was taken hostage and lost his life. His wife, Tsuyako Maekawa, overcame deep sorrow by practicing true faith and attained a conviction.
I believe my husband's life was one that shined. No matter what people say, if they know the truth, I think they can understand what I mean by this.
A life that always shined. What Tsuyako means by a shining life is the way Hidemi lived his life in accordance with the truth. Hidemi and Tsuyako married in 1980. Hidemi worked in a company that provided to all different kinds of enterprises around the world, such as fuels and developing natural resources. Mostly, he worked overseas to contribute to the world.
He said to me that he has pride that he is working for the sake of the world.
Hidemi encountered happy science in 1989. It was when his new post to Pakistan was decided that he noticed Happy Science's book at the bookstore. He participated in Master's lecture, Living in Eternity Now, and was convinced that this teaching is true when tears flowed naturally from his eyes.
When he saw Master, his eyes were blurred with tears, and he felt the teachings are absolutely true.
In those days, Tsuyako was suspicious about new religions, but when her husband became a member, she was touched by his integrity and heart. So she too decided to become a member.
I respected him a lot and thought, if he says so, it must be right.
Studying and living with the truth, Hidemi and Tsuyako deepened their faith in the teachings. Although they often lived apart, they supported each other and continued walking down the same path of faith. During his stay in Kuwait, his plant was destroyed during the Gulf War. I'm sure that he had a conviction that happy science is the one that can solve the problems of war caused by different thoughts and religions. Because he had been to so many different countries, I think he was able to realize that this is the only teaching that can make the world as one.
Because he had been to so many different countries, I think he was able to realize that this is the only teaching that can make the world as one.
Hidemi often told her the importance of having an aspiration to protect others.
He told me to have the samurai spirit, like the people who created a new age with aspirations, a spirit that many Japanese have now lost over the years.
Hidemi had books at the common space in the office and was always looking for a chance to spread the truth to his colleagues. He had a strong desire to spread the truth overseas.
When he went to the Philippines on a business trip, he asked me to tell him where the local Shibu was located. I gave him the phone number, and I heard that he had made a huge donation that the Philippine members were very surprised with. He felt very happy that Master's teachings were spreading around the world. He felt gratitude and wanted to support that.
She felt Hidemi's feeling of the joy of supporting all humanity for the future and of happiness through happiness planting.
It was the year Master turned 50 when he said, "This year is very important." That year, he realized that happiness planting was the right thing to do. Becoming a happiness planting bodhisattva that year was the happiest moment of all for his soul. He must have been surprised to have those feelings. I think he felt this teaching is true all the more.
During the brief periods he was back in Japan, he didn't waste a moment. He listened to Master's lectures at the Shibu as much as he could.
When he had a day off, he went to the temple and watched Master's lectures all day. For lunch, he would come down to eat just 1 or 2 rice balls and went back up again to watch the lectures until evening. He liked to watch the lectures in chronological order, so he would check the dates they were given and watch them in order.
Sayako had a moment when she realized that Hidemi had lived to the fullest as a disciple of Buddha. It was around the time when Sayako was undecided whether she would receive the El Cantare statue or not.
My husband had never really talked about missionary activities before. But that day, he told me to receive the Alcantara statue immediately. He never saw or knew of this statue before I told him about it, but he said to me seriously, "Do you know Master's intention when he said, 'The Father whom Jesus Christ called is me'?" Master is devoting his life. Most Japanese don't realize how dangerous it is to say those things in the States. He knew from now on, all faith will be integrated into Alcantara belief. So if there was a chance to receive the statue, now is the time. I think he had realized that it was really an important time of the year and a critical stage for Master. So now is the time to strive.
29th anniversary of marriage. Tsuyako received an email from Hidemi. January 16th, 2013. Tsuyako could not hold back her tears when she finally saw the now silent Hidemi, who had been carried back by a special jet of the Japanese government. What held her together after his death was the faith that Hidemi had shown her and taught her with his being. Hidemi had contributed to the world with his life. On January 27th, Master mentioned Hidemi in his lecture. Tsuyako was deeply touched by that. Recently, employees of a plant were attacked by the Arab army in Algeria and lost their lives. But in a sense, I think they are samurai. It is regretful that they lost their lives, but I feel that they were modern-day samurai. They were fighting to contribute to the world. They are really honorable.
Although unsure whether he was being of any help to Master, I think he hoped that Master Okawa would understand that he lived to be of service to him. For Master to acknowledge that he knew, but also to tell him that he was a samurai, fulfilled him.
The sorrow and the experience of losing her beloved by terrorism had proven to Tsuyako what Hidemi had said was the most important thing. Happy science can overcome conflicts between religions and thoughts that are causing wars and terrorism occurring around the world. The true meaning of El Cantare belief, the immensity of the responsibility this movement carries, the value of the life Hidemi gave, devoted to this movement, and Master Okawa's heart giving his all to convey the truth in order to stop all religious conflicts.
When he said that Master is willing to risk his life, I think he felt compelled to work harder to help Master. I think he knew that El Cantare belief would integrate all the world. Seeing Master devoting his life, he felt he could devote his life as well.
Tsuyako feels that Hidemi's life shone with the light of truth and that he is an undefeated disciple.
I am so grateful that he taught me the mind of laying down one's life so I can spread this message to others. If someone could be inspired from what I tell them of how he laid his life down for the sake of the Lord, then that would mean more people who are willing to lay their life down for Master. And the teachings would spread and happy science would grow so much.
Happy Science carries an infinite mission, and the future is entrusted to each and every disciple. So Yaakov pledged to continue spreading the messages from heaven with Hideni, the faith of the undefeated disciple. The love and aspiration are surely here. It will glitter throughout the ages.
So, what the conquer the fear or anxiety is here. Okay? Overcome fears of the coronavirus and the natural disasters and open up the future utopia. You need to recognize your mission. That's it. If you have a mission, you don't have anything afraid. So, have you made the world any more beautiful since you were born? This is a question. Did you make the world a better place? If you can say yes to this answer, you can say, I am a success. Like this. I hope you will live your life with this mindset. Master said. So, reason why you feel very miserable, still you don't recognize the mission you will focus on. If you find that the mission to make this world beautiful and beautiful, you will never be miserable. So we need to recognize that fact here. Again, reason why you are very miserable. Still, you cannot focus on your mission. You are thinking of your benefit only. But when you recognize your mission to make others happier, and then you can focus on that feeling that called miserable will be gone. Like that. So, that is the last part. Then, then what is the mission for us? Here it is. Master teaches us that our ultimate salvation is for the people living in this world to return safely to the heavenly world after they die. Yes, many people don't know that. So how to go back to the heaven? Therefore, let us convey the truth as taught in the laws of secret and lead many people to the shore of happiness from a perspective that transcends worldly survival. In addition, due to the unprecedented situation of the government requesting the people to refrain from going out and restricting their movements due to the coronavirus spread, many large companies are suffering from record-breaking losses, and more economic depression is expecting to come in the future. However, there is no specific remedy. Natural disasters have always existed. Master says, we must overcome fears and fight, and regardless of what situation or condition you are currently in, don't let them become your excuse. And instead, build up a new power and let's use that to lead the world together. In such harsh situation, he teaches us the importance to become a person with hope and courage. Yes, as long as you are focused on the building up your mission day by day, the more efforts you make, the closer that you can be to God and creating utopia. So I will show you the master's lecture and conclude.
The real meaning of golden age, right? It's beginning from 2020. I really say it means we will destroy the atheists or non-believers in God in this earth. And such kind of great power will be ruined in from the 2020 to 2030. It means, for example, it means gigantic country who don't believe in God and just one-party system, and the communism, only the country will be destroyed by dint of God's power, for example. And another answer is there is people who are living miserable in this world. For example, the poverty, and another one is war under the war situation. They cannot live actively and happily. We will stop such kind of situation and make peace in this world. It's a Bhutan utopia. It's a meaning of golden age. Okay? And you expected pass one group, expected person for that. So I will do my best, but it's not my limit or our limit. We have a lot of members who have hidden powers within them. So we make our powers together power and do great things on this earth. Is it okay? Okay.
Okay, so this is the mission we have been granted in these 10 years. Destroy the communism, the one-party system, okay, and save people who are governed by such kind of country. Then perish poverty in this world. Give them prosperous. That is our mission. So please think of what you can do. And then also, if you can focus on the mission given by God, you can get the spiritual power, that is Dharma power and the force. So please read through this Kyoten, the laws of secret. You can understand more. But in conclusion, as a conclusion, just one sentence. If you can focus on your mission, you will never be miserable. Reason why you are very miserable, you think of yourself. That's why. Please focus on your mission, what you can do. Even the small step is very good. Okay, so that this world will become very beautiful. So now listen to Master lecture again, then make pledge to him every day what you can focus on.
人類の歴史の中では、いろんなことがありまして、いろんな病気も起きましたし、いろんな天変地異や自然災害も起きてきたし、戦争もあったし、本当にさまざまなことも起きました。事故が半分だったり、3分の1になったりした時代もございました。いろんな時代、見続けてきました。喜びも悲しみも人類と共に、私は生きて、まいりました。今、皆様方の前に現れて、僕は両方として現れておりますが、日本では、おそらく 90% ぐらいの人は僕は両方という名前は知っていると思いますが、これでもエルカンパレ知ってますかというアンケートを取ったら、比率はかなり減るんじゃないかと思います。でもね、全世界の神を信じる方々、宗教を信じる方々は、今こそ神の名を呼ばねばならない時なんです。そういう時に、その神の名を知らないというのは残念なことであるというふうに思っています。今、世界が一つになっていることを、今回のコロナウイルス感染でも明らかになったと思います。中国の武漢市で発生したものがあっという間に全世界に広がってしまいました。そして発生地以上の数の感染者を地球の反対側で起こしたりすることも起きています。ただ、今世界が良い意味でも悪い意味でもつながっているということを私たちは知らねばなりません。先ほど映画の案内もありましたが、その前にある8月の下旬にかかる心に寄せの差ですね、奇跡との出会いというのを作っていますけど、その中で、メインリポーターの一人の龍馬君としては、ウガンダの郊外の村まで行って出迎えられているシーンが出てきますけども、そんな離れたところですね、アフリカの中央部みたいなところで、亡くなったお子さんですね、昇進保護、45分間お父さんがね、呼び続けてたら、死んでた、医学的に死んでた子が生き返ったっていう話ですね。現在のキリスト教でラザロの復活みたいなんですが、45分間死んでたの村の人みんな知ってる。45分間、少子保護、英文の少子保護を上げ続けたら生き返ってしまったっていうんで、村中の5分間も死んじゃなかったっていうのが出てきますから、信仰者はもっと純粋で、ストレートになると思います。日本だと病院に入ってたら、少子保護でなかなか一回出しでない可能性はありますけど、死んだことになっているということも、恋愛室に利用している可能性が、ありますけど、現実に今の時代に少子保護を父親が45分間読み続けただけで生き返った人がいるということですね。キリスト教の唯一の奇跡ですよね、ラザロの復活という。死からの復活っていうのは、イエス本人の十字架の復活を除けば、あれぐらいしかありませんけれども、最大の奇跡の一つではあると思います。それが、そのアフリカの中の職員でもない一信者が昇進法を読み上げるだけで人を読み返らして、それが何かって、エルカンターニャはやっぱりすごく念じて読み続けた奇跡があると思って読み続けたら、本当に復活して心臓が動き始めて、生き返って元通りで学校帰ってます。ありえないようなことが起きて、しまいました。こんなことが全国各地、あるいは世界各地で起きていますが、まだ序の口で、本当に信仰というのが行き渡ってきたら、こんなものでは済まない、ことに、 なと思います。この広報科学という宗教がどれほど大きな力を背後に開いているかということを、どうか知っていただきたいというふうに思います。人間は霊的な存在、魂を持った存在であって、霊天上界っていう本当に実在界という世界を本当にあって、そこが神仏とられるような高度な存在から菩薩や天使のような存在がいて地上を見守っていて、その中からまた皆さん方もこの世に生まれて何かの仕事、任務を持って、この世の中でユートピアを作ろうとして、いろんな仕事をつけながら現実の仕事をして、しかし、決まっていることは全員が死のごとに平等であるということを確実にいつかは知らなきゃいけないということ。だから死そのものは不幸ではありません。何もなさずして死ぬことが不幸です。あるいは人を不幸にして死ぬことが不幸です。だから人を不幸にせずして死ぬことが不幸です。人を導かずして死ぬことが不幸なんです。だから皆様方がエルカンターレ下生ということを全世界にお伝えくださって、全世界の人たちがもっともっとそれを事実を生きているうちに知ってくだされば、世界はもっともっと良くなっていきます。少なくとも宗教間の対立による戦争とはこういうものはなくしたいと思うし、おそらくはこういう未知なる病気や、あるいは天変地異等も私はかなり重複できるだろうと思っています。もう一段、勤勉な精神を持って、神の栄光をこの地上に下ろすんだ。もう一段の成功して、この世を光り輝かすんだという気持ちを持っていただきたい。だから皆様方の環境や、あるいはコンディションを利用しないで、新しい力を作り上げて、発揮して、そして世界を導いていこうじゃありませんか。世界の方に言いますけど、日本が今中心なので、もっと日本が強くならなきゃいけないのはもう当然のことなんですけども、アメリカとかもどうかいろいろなコロナ禍で、減速して失速するようなことないように、もう一回頑張っていただきたいなと思いますし、中国だと批判はしてるけども、別に、700万人の香港対14億の中国で700万人の香港対14億の死ねとか、そういうのを持ってるわけじゃありません。そうじゃなくて、やっぱり何が人を興奮するような生き方なのか、人間興奮する生き方なのかという、その生き方の選び取りをさせようとしているだけなので、本来として批判はしているけれども、私たちは中国のその他の国を発展繁栄していくように導いていきたいと思っておりますので、どうか人類愛を忘れないでいただきたいと思います。もっと力を、それがもっと光を、そしてもっと繁栄を、あなた方が信じている神が本当の神であるならば、あなた方の未来に繁栄が開けることを心の底より祈っています。
Thank you very much. Okay, again. This is the conclusion. Above all, it is important to always consider whether the will of God and the Buddha lies in the various events that occur beyond the human mind, and to create a utopia of the future, such as political prosperity, economic prosperity, progress in science and technology, and cultural prosperity centered on religion, with the supremacy of faith as the center. So please accept Master's words. Happy science has much greater potential. Right now, we are only half of our potential at most. We will not give up just yet. There is much more to come. We must be 10 times and 100 times more greater than now. Let us powerfully push forward our missionary activities around the world. This is the conclusion. Then, as he said, death itself is not unhappiness. Going to back another world without leading other people happier, without leading people more comfortable, that is unhappiness. So that is unhappiness. Please remember those words. So unhappiness doesn't mean that you cannot get something great from others or love from others. Unhappiness means you cannot lead others to happy. Okay, so again, time to pledge.
だから自分にとっては危機だけども、危機だからこそセイビアが現れてくるし、宇宙の死が明らかにされてくるときもある。その意味で、今まで、地球人だけ独自の考え方で運営されていたこの星に対して、ある意味でチェンジのチャンスが与えられているということですね。物論、無神論、あるいは不可知論等は、すべて間違っていることが明白であるにもかかわらず、これを全部受け入れられなかった場合ですね、ありとあらゆる災いが起きてくるであると思われます。だから、このあたりのところで、神の名を呼ぶか、というところが見られていると思いますね。私の見える世界、触れる世界だけが全てだと思う世界の中でいろいろ考えを作ってやっているけれども、それを飛び越えなきゃいけない時代が入ってくるんだということですね。そして、その世界への入り口を指し示してくれる人こそ、今の時代の正義や救世主なんだということを知らなくてはならないということですね。 だから、現に栄えているもの、みんながこれは確実だと思って信じているものが崩壊していくことは悲しいけれども、それは同時に新しいものの創生に当たるんだということで、これから新しい創世記がもう一回始まりますということなんだという覚悟を強めていただきたいと思います。まずは慢心の元を立たねばならないので、多少の挫折や失敗、混乱を経験することになると思います。その中の市場の光になることこそ、幸福の科学の使命であって、それを世界の隅々まで届けようということも言っておきたい。世界すべて200カ国近い国にこの救世主の交流とその教えの骨格と人類の進むべき未来を教えること。救世主は何を真とし何を義としているか、その真理を判定、聖者の判定を教えること。これが今求められていることです。こんなウエスなんかね、エンタンタル新法でぶたれる。もう、そうは言っておきたいと思います。どうかな、世界はこれから闇に沈んでいく時期がしばらく続くと思いますが、なぜか不思議に元気な人たちで、あふれる地域を作ってくださいよ。なんですよ、希望を忘れることは。やれることをやろう。そして希望のもと、神が与えられる試練は必ず、お掃除を、人類を選択しようとする気持ちもあるけど、その先は必ずあるんだ。間違っているものを一掃して、新しいものをまた芽生えさせようとしてるんだということを信じて、どうか人生を完全に燃焼して、やりきるじゃありませんか。人生に自信を持たなくてはなりません。あなた方は人生にもっと自信を持ってください。今、幸福の科学だけが、この地球の究極の神の教えを伝えているんです。全世界にこの教えを広げてください。お願いします。それが世界のための救いであるんです。イスラム教のキリスト教の救いからっているもの、これを乗り越えて救うことができるのは、幸福の科学の教えです。皆さんはもっと強くなっていただきたい。もっと力を持っていただきたい。もっと成功していただきたい。そしてもっと大きな声を上げていただきたい。世界に力を広げていただきたい。何とかして、世界に物の考え方の中道とは何かということを教えたいと思います。その中道の中から世界は正しい発展をなさればなりません。いかなる悪な勢力にも我々は敗れません。皆様方、私はたくさんの教えを残してきました。これだけでも十分世界を救えると思います。やれることはやってください。そして私の命がある限り、まだまだ続けます。最後まで出てみてください。あなた方は今後、宗教を理由にして国際戦争をしてはならない。あなた方が言う真の神の言葉を知って、人類はその違いを飲み込んで、融和し、強調し、進化し、発展していくべきである。 エルカンターレの言葉である。二度と忘れることなかれ。あなた方の心に刻んで、人類は一つであり、地上的な争いを乗り越える神なる存在を信じて、その下に自由と民主主義を掲げる世界をこれから続けていくことを選ぶと思うんだ。もう一度言います。北朝鮮に必要なのは信仰です。中国に必要なのも信仰です。インドに必要なのもさまざまな神の上にいる神の存在です。イスラム教国に必要なのはアラーとは誰かを知ることです。私は人類の違いを超えて愛しています。受け入れています。信じることを通して愛とは何かを学んでください。これが私のメッセージです。ありがとうございました。
Please indicate your pledge in your note. What you will do. Okay, this is the end of this session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, then let's take a bath. So from we have like a short rest, and then from 15 quarter past 4, we will start a discussion. Okay, and going to toilet or something.
Yeah.
Come back here by quarter past 4. Thank you very much for joining us today. So we will start a Zoom meeting after that. If you join, please come. Okay, thank you.